the companies that are willing to adopt AI, and I just think that it's not going away. Like it's just it's here to stay. It's just what companies are going to stay, or the ones that are going to stay are the ones that are providing like a real difference that can't be eliminated with some update that updates AI and one more small capability on top of what is already there.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the D2D Podcast. It's me, Hunter, again, and we got a really cool guest, Thomas Lundberg with Sellify AI in the house. This is cool because I don't really do too many in-person podcasts.
Oh, that's
a lot
great.
of my podcasts are over Zoom. So I'm looking at one of these screens you see right here, either that TV or that one, and I'm just chatting up with them. And there's always so many technical difficulties. I'm having to pivot. Like my last podcast, I was Zooming, and then halfway through he goes, "Can you hear me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why?" And he's like, "Oh, because you're frozen." And I had to like stop and then start it on my laptop, and it was a whole thing. So I'm really glad you're here.
Yeah, I'm up in Logan, so it's not too much of a drive down here.
Oh, nice. Up in Logan. Yeah. I had a buddy, John Jensen, sold solar with him out in Hawaii.
Oh, cool.
He's from Logan, but
there you go.
Now he has a compound in Hawaii. It's amazing. But thanks for making the trek, dude.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm excited to be here.
Awesome, dude. So for those of you who don't know, and I'll have you talk about it.
Sure.
We talked briefly before the podcast. So Thomas is involved with 3 different main ventures, one of which is Sellify AI, which is really cool. Any of you guys that are like business owners or upper echelon leadership of direct to home companies, which a lot of people are, we'll talk about it. It's a really cool product that they offer. Just completely innovative and taken over. I feel like it's going to take over the industry.
Hopefully,
right? And then Sellify AI, Ace, what was it called?
Ace Cooperatives. Yep.
Ace Cooperatives, and then Gathering Israel. Those are the 3 babies.
Yep.
I love it. So busy guy.
Yeah.
And I see the ring. So we're married.
Yep. Married. I've got we've got a little boy, James. He's 2 years old, and then we've got a little girl coming in January.
Nice, dude. So, congrats.
Yeah.
You got your boy and your girl, dude.
I know.
You guys could stop if you wanted to.
Well, it's kind of the opposite for me, actually. We want I want as many kids as we can have. So it's more me convincing my wife to have more kids. But
yeah, totally. It's the best. I mean, as you know, it's a lot of work. It's a big commitment, all the things, but it's like the most, like there's nothing that can compare, dude.
So fulfilling. Yeah.
Yeah. I have 3. I have it's kind of same to you. I had a boy first and a girl.
Okay.
And we had a number 3 surprise boy who's nuts. And it's fun. So it's exciting. January. I will say the girls, man, like I have my 2 boys and my girl, and I'm just like, dude, she's the love of my life.
I'm excited. Amazing. I'm excited. That'll be surreal, I'm sure.
Totally.
So
you're a busy guy, and let's talk about the early days. So you did door-to-door for years, which kind of spearheaded the connections, the ideas, I'm sure, launch into what you're doing now. But take us back to the early days. Give our listeners who is Thomas? Where are you from? Where'd you go to school? What'd you do before the industry? How'd you get in, and how'd you get to where you are today?
Yeah, totally. So I let's see, where do I start here? So I'm from Logan. Yeah, I'm the youngest of 6. So I've got dozens of nephews and nieces running around. We're all up in Cache Valley, so that's fun.
Nice.
I guess I'll maybe start back when I started my mission in 2015 and 2017.
Where'd you go?
Went to McAllen, Texas.
No way.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, you know some people? It was awesome. It was incredible. It changed my life. And got back from that. Didn't do door-to-door until 2019.
So 2 years after?
2 years after, yeah. And actually, quick side note. This is kind of interesting. Before my first summer, I had never been in debt my whole life. I had always been the kind of the straight A student, worked during the summers and was able to pay for my mission and stuff.
No way. That's impressive.
Well, then after my mission, my parents kind of gifted me my mission, so that was really nice of them. But I went into it thinking that I was gonna, pay for my mission and everything. And anyways, but I was kind of penny pinching, that sort of every penny counts sort of a thing. So anyways, fast forward to 2019, I went to go do my first summer. Well, I wasn't even thinking about doing door to door. In fact, was very against it.
Same.
Like
Same.
I was like an anti,
Me too.
you know, and so in the span of 1 week, so I was working at this place. I saw this guy walk in with a Fox hat, and he looked like an engineer, like totally like introverted guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was asking him about what he did, and he's like, "Oh, I did summer sales," and I'll come back to that in a minute. But in the span of 1 week, this is like in January 2019, I got dumped by my girlfriend at that time.
Oh.
And I got fired from my job,
What?
which is a story in and of itself. Yeah, I got fired.
You? I would never peg you.
Oh my gosh. I actually, I thought I was so surprised at the time, but like just knowing how anyways, I'm not actually surprised. You know, just knowing myself. But then, what was the other thing? Oh, I had borrowed some money and I made some bad investments in some very risky investments, and I lost. It's not like, okay, I lost $60,000. So I was actually $60,000 in debt because I used borrowed money.
Whoa.
And it wasn't like the stock market where it like, you know, bounces back up or whatever. Like it was gone. It expired. Like it is gone. And so like I was kind of like, I had to dig deep. I'm like, and so in that moment I made a deal with God, and I said, if you can just help me get out of debt, just break even after this summer.
Yeah.
Like I will consecrate all of my time, my efforts, my money, everything that I get, I'll consecrate right back to you.
Nice.
So you'll know that like none of this is for personal gain.
Mm-hmm.
I would ask that you help me be successful, and I'll give it right back to you.
Mm-hmm.
And so, fast forward, I was such an easy recruit. I talked to that guy that I saw with the Fox hat. I'm like, hey, you know, I want to meet with whoever, you know, is the boss.
Yeah.
And so I called him up. I'm like, hey, can you meet? Blah, 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 blah. And I asked him, I'm like, how much did that guy make? It's like, I could probably make like 2-3 times more than him. You know, really? I was kind of,
selling yourself.
I was confident, but I wasn't like, anyways.
Yeah.
I was thinking in my mind, I'm like, I could make 2-3 more times. And I was just, how much did he make? And he's like, oh, he made like 120K. And I was like, what? In for 3 months. And anyways, it blew my mind. And I was like, holy crap, I could maybe do this, you know? And yeah, long story short, my first summer I made like 200K.
First summer, dude?
Yeah, it blew my mind.
Whoa. Yeah, you got out of debt.
Yeah, I got out of debt.
You fixed that problem.
Yeah.
That's insane. Congrats.
So it was a big blessing. Yeah, thanks. And I wish I could take credit, but like I said, I made a deal with God, and I can't take that credit. I feel, you know, obviously I had to put in the effort. Absolutely. And I had to be the instrument to do so. But anyways, that kind of springboarded me into, you know, I kind of had a paradigm shift. I'm like, should I even go to college? And but I was like, you know what, I should. I met the day that I got back from doing sales, I met my wife.
No way.
And funny story, she was in it was an institute at Utah State. Okay. She was in the same class as my ex-girlfriend. Ooh. I know. So that's a story in and of itself.
Oh boy.
But anyways, yeah, we got married in 2020, which was a crazy year. And yeah, since then kind of grew a team, opened up a branch in Fox, and then we sold off to Rollins a couple years ago. And then since then, that kind of, I still had a network of guys that wanted to go and sell. And so I started ACE cooperatives. And so that's kind of a network of door-to-door guys essentially in teams. Sure. And then started Sellify. I'll maybe tell them about that in just a second. But and then Gathering Israel is more of a recent project that where we generate leads for missionaries who run Facebook ads. We run, you know, videos about Jesus, and then we have 2-way conversations with AI with those people to get them ready to meet with missionaries, and then we introduce them. And so, anyways, I'll get into Sellify in a minute, but I want to give my backstory about all the other stuff.
I'm glad you did. What a year! So 2019, you got dumped by a girlfriend. Lost $60K in investments, and in that same year
got fired too.
Got fired. Forgot. Yeah. Sorry, got fired. So we dumped, lost 60K, got fired, probably thinking like, what is going on? And in that same year, he went out and made 200K and then met your then wife, your now wife. Guys, that's incredible.
I know. I've been extremely blessed.
That's
honestly.
amazing, dude. And it just goes to show, like, obviously, like, you have, you know, your relationship with God and you put it in his hands and said, hey, if you can help me, like, I'll put in the work, like, I'll turn this thing around and consecrate everything. If Thomas can do it, so can you, man. Like, if you're in a bind, if you're in a bad spot, that's the beauty of door to door. It just is, it's a vehicle, a avenue in which if you take it seriously and apply yourself and put in the work, like, you can really turn your life around in a short amount of time. That was a 3-month span. You're just on the doors for 3 months.
Well, I think it was like 4-ish months. Yeah.
200 racks in 4 months. It's incredible. What market were you selling in then?
In that year I was in Virginia Beach.
Virginia Beach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. How was that?
It was incredible. It was a totally new experience. What was I gonna say about that? I think that I don't think of myself as anyone necessarily like special. I don't think that I'm necessarily like a better salesperson than others. Like, I didn't know anything about sales really, and I think that there's several factors at play there, but yeah, I mean, for those that are watching that are wanting to hit high goals or that are maybe in a situation that I was in, there's hope.
There's hope.
There's always hope.
I love it. And what was your first couple weeks like as a brand new rookie in Virginia Beach? Did you find immediate success or was there a learning curve for you?
The first sale that I made, I told the lady that we would take care of her termites, and was not supposed to sell termite control. I was only supposed to sell pest control. So that was a big learning curve.
Yeah.
But I was selling about on average 1 to 2 a day.
Okay.
And then kind of ramped.
From the jump?
Yeah, and then I ramped it up to 3 or 4 a day, 5 or 6, and then by the end of the summer, I was doing over 10.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you progressed pretty quickly.
Yeah.
That's amazing. What do you think your biggest lesson learned was that first summer? Your biggest takeaway? Sorry, it's a deep question.
I know, I'd have to think about that for a second here. So
5 years ago.
I think that faith is a powerful, I don't know, what do you call it? A gift.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you how many times I prayed that summer. I was praying almost like between every few doors.
Really?
And it was like my why was burned into my memory and brain. And I mean, it was like it motivated me more than just the fluff, more than really anything. I remember a couple of moments. I remember one moment, it was just so painful because I ran from door to door. Like I didn't, maybe I jog or whatever, but I rarely walked. I pretty much ran from door to door. And then later summers, I got a scooter and a Segway, and that was a game changer. But that first summer, no, I just ran, and I remember one key moment. It's like a core memory. I was like running, but have you seen like those old, maybe I'm just being stereotypical, but like those old men that are like running, but they're like walking.
Yes, no, for sure.
They're going so slow.
Double take and you're like, is that doing anything? I'm
yeah.
just kidding, but it for sure is.
And I remember going that slow, but I was like, no, I'm running, and I'm like out loud verbally telling myself, like coaching myself through, oh no, this is why I'm doing it. This is why I'm doing it. And like my toenails were falling off, like my feet were wrecked. Yeah, I'd have to like do surgery on my toenails every couple of days because I had to put padding and stuff. And anyways, not saying that everyone has to do that or woe is me or anything, but just the power of being able to stick to your why and have a deep core motivator, is kind of what I learned.
Totally.
Through faith and stuff. So
absolutely. No, that's powerful. I feel like a majority of reps don't have that kind of a why or a driving factor to where one bad day comes, one hard moment comes, some negative thoughts creep in and it just really halts their pace. But to have that every couple doors, you're praying, you're remembering, it's burned into you, and then boom, back at it. That's amazing.
It's like that quote that is like, if you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, right? Where they, I can't remember what analogy it is. I'm blanking on it, but it was some teacher or whatever that. Oh man, I'm totally botching it, but you know the reference I'm talking about.
I do, and it's true, and I can definitely see how that would be the factor behind a lot of your success that summer. So after that first summer, how many summers did you spend, or years I should say, did you spend knocking?
So 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, so 5 years.
5 years. Okay, so you're only recently retired.
Yeah, the last couple of years. I don't know if I'd consider myself retired either, because like
you're still running.
It's not like I'm like I would knock doors. It's just what is the most valuable way to use my time. And so whether that's leading and recruiting and running ACE, as well as just Sellify. I put a lot of time into Sellify and to gathering Israel and stuff. So
cool. Did you have any mentors early on? Like any necessarily like a manager or just anyone that just mentored you? You did?
Yeah, my partners at Fox were great mentors at the time, and my father-in-law became a good mentor. My dad, my just a few colleagues. Yeah, so I think in my first summer I had a guy that I would report to every so often as well. So I think having good support was kind of crucial to keep my mental game, sharp.
Totally. And would you utilize those mentors you just mentioned?
It would be like kind of almost like a return and report sort of thing. Okay, how was the week? I would call them on Sunday, and just say, okay, this is how the week went. This is a great week. This is my best week so far. This is what I'm doing, and they would kind of give, their 2 cents and, help me work through different things and stuff.
So that's amazing. So important. I definitely had a really solid mentor. I was really lucky. I had a really good manager and a really good regional manager my first summer. Lifelong friends, and it was alarms. And I actually did a summer of alarms and then switched over to solar at the end for some reasons. And my first regional and I maintained a friendship. And I think it was like 4 years later, he called me out of the blue and was like, because that was like 2019, I think, like when he called me and it was like, so solar, huh? And I was like, yeah, dude. And this was in California, back in the good old days of California solar. And I almost had him, I don't want to say recruited, because that wasn't my play. I wasn't like, oh, I want to recruit you. He was going to join my organization. At that time I was regional, and I was going to bring him on as my partner, bring your alarm guys. I have my established teams and I could use the help. Let's run it. And at the last minute, he was like, I have some buddies down in Bakersfield and they're running a solar dealership and killing it. And I was like, yeah, I know the whole dealership play and $2,000 a kilowatt, blah, blah, blah. But there's so many reasons why. And he just had a really good, solid, legitimate rebuttal for all of the reasons why I just had the blinders on, for the company I was at. And we went and took a meeting with the guys and they showed me all the stuff. And I was like, okay, this is legitimate and I'm leaving a lot of money on the table. And so we ended up starting a solar company together. But yeah, so just goes to show the power of mentors and just maintaining relationships. You never know what can happen with them later on in life. That's really cool. Hey, is your door-to-door business stuck? Are you ready to break through that revenue ceiling? Join over 1,700 business owners who've experienced an average of 2.3 times growth after attending the Door-to-Door Experts Business Bootcamp. Get the insider knowledge and proven systems that industry elites use to scale 3 times and become 10 times more profitable. 2 intensive days covering the door-to-door playbook, streamlined operations, strategic recruiting, leadership structures, and growth systems you can implement immediately. Don't stay stuck while your competitors pull ahead. Visit thedoortodoorexperts.com and secure your spot at the next business bootcamp. Transform your business in just 2 days. Now, back to the show. So you sold, and then what came first? Was it ACE Cooperatives?
Yeah, that kind of was first, and then from ACE was born Sellify. I'll tell that story but I do have to put in a quick plug here. You were mentioning mentors and support. I would say hands down, my wife has been my biggest support. Like I can't but like dead serious, like she's been there through the thick of it, through every, summer out there, and, helping make dinners and dealing with crazy sales rep stories. You know how it goes.
For sure. That's amazing. But your spouse is so important. It's the most important decision you'll make in your entire life. And if you have a good one, I'm happy for you.
Oh yes. 100%. 100%. So, but yeah, anyway, so the way that kind of Sellify was born, so we, I had a team and I was,
before you into it, can you explain what Sellify does?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sure. So Sellify, we do, sales automation with AI. So we make sales end to end, leveraging AI to have the conversations, basically.
That's
so
wild.
We're, to my knowledge, at least at this point, we're the only solution that can fully automate campaigns and close sales at scale.
That's funny you say that. That was my question. I was like, are there any other companies out there doing that? I haven't heard of one.
I mean, there's some companies that can do pieces of it.
Sure.
And yeah, but I'll maybe speak to that in a minute. But and then we're soon to be the only one that will actually fully close end-to-end, signed contract, validated payment, get serviced, all the above for inbound as well, inbound voice. Yeah.
Wow.
So
that's really
that'll
cool.
be here soon. Maybe by the time we release this, I don't know how long it takes to release
2 weeks.
them. But, okay, so maybe we'll see.
That's crazy.
So anyways, but yeah, just a little bit of a backstory. Like I had the team of salespeople, and I was like, we could, in the off season, rather than twiddle our thumbs and do a little bit of recruiting, we could totally just reach out to these companies and do some sales, like outbound sales, like reach out to existing customers and upsell them, win back cancel customers and stuff. And so we're like, okay, we'll go down that path. There's definitely a need for it in the industry. And then we're like, okay, well, we'll just start sending texts too, because that's pretty effective, because people read, 97% of texts are read, and there's really good engagement rates and all this stuff. We might as well send some texts, we can kind of scale this. And then we're like, oh, you know what? We should use AI to kind of help us with a little bit of the processes and stuff. And so we're like, okay, well, let's look into that. And so I tried looking for a platform out there that would do it. Actually, the goal was not to actually create Sellify.
Really,
the goal was to
That's what I'm picking up on. It's just slowly, organically.
Created
itself.
Yeah, I mean, we were like, you know what? Let's go find a CRM. We met with a ton of different CRMs. We met with a ton of different softwares to see if they could do what we wanted it to do, which is just simply to close sales end to end. And well, actually, it was at the time was just to automate the conversations, not even to close the sales.
Yeah.
And we couldn't find anything. It's so surprising. I'm like, why is this isn't that difficult of a concept to grasp? And so we're just like, well, we're gonna have to figure out either A, we build it, or B, we find somebody and use their solution. So we couldn't find their solution. We just had to build it. And then we're like, okay, we'll just use it as our own software.
Yeah, sweet, we have it now.
and we won't like sell it as a software.
Sure.
Like it won't be a self-serve platform. We'll just use it and then allow people to kind of leverage our platform. That turned into, let's just let people use this whole software, and it's a software as a service, so it's a self-serve platform. People, companies can get onboarded. They don't even have to talk to one of us. They can launch campaigns. It's fully automated. Anyway, so that's kind of the backstory.
That's incredible. Was that a hard build? Like, do you or your partners have any?
It is incredibly hard.
I was gonna say, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little part of entrepreneurship that, like, if you're gonna do something like this, it always takes more money, more time, and it's way more difficult than you originally anticipated.
100%. That's true with like everything in life. Everything's always bigger, more expensive, more grand, and every element, every facet than you can, conceptualize, and you don't know that until you start down the path. But that's crazy.
And so I think a little bit of the naivety, of the situation kind of helps. Because if you had known what it would take to go into it, would you have done it? who knows?
Exactly. No, you're exactly right.
Similar
It's
with door to door, probably, right? Like
totally. Like if you knew like what it's like knocking doors in 98 degrees day in, day out and getting guns pulled on you, cops called on you, make a sale, they cancel that night, just the roller coaster.
Oh yeah.
Would you do it? It's like, I don't know. And in that regard, it's like blissful ignorance, right?
Yeah.
Let's just do it. We need it. Let's build it. No one has it. Sounds easy enough, right?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Like, no.
Exactly.
Really
but
cool.
I've been really blessed with the people that we've been able to work with. I have some technical partners that are, so our development team is basically a team of cutting edge AI experts. They're absolutely incredible.
Okay.
And I think that's actually a pretty good competitive advantage of ours because, in the amount of time that it's taken us, it's been a year. We were incorporated on July 11th last year. It's been a little bit over a year. And to see the progress that we've made and we have, probably 100 or so pest control and lawn care companies, and just looking at the landscape as to what other companies have been able to achieve, I think that we're on a pretty good path.
For sure.
Especially considering our technical quotient in that area and the ability that our development team has, to innovate and whatnot. So
that's amazing. So the companies, the 100 or so companies you mentioned, are those door-to-door companies and they use Sellify like, in relation to, and they keep the door-to-door team, or do you feel like it's a threat to door-to-door?
Oh no, I don't think we have kind of a symbiotic relationship actually with door-to-door. But I would say, just to answer your question really quick, most companies aren't door-to-door.
Right.
But we do have, like I guess most clients of Sellify are not door-to-door, I should clarify. But we do have a lot of door-to-door companies, a good chunk actually, that'll use us because they'll actually, I have some relationships too where we'll do door-to-door with Ace and then we'll do Sellify as well to upsell and cross-sell all the accounts that we sell, right?
Nice.
And then win back, customers and stuff. So I don't think, door-to-door doesn't need to be concerned about Sellify or anything. Like there's no threat to their jobs or anything. In fact, it just helps the industry, generally speaking.
Yes.
It gives everyone more opportunities. It grows the industry. And we're not taking sales by any means from door-to-door. So yeah, anyways, I think, it's kind of symbiotic. We actually, from Sellify's standpoint, we would love more door-to-door to happen because that just means more accounts, more opportunities to upsell, more growth, etc.
So how are these companies deploying Sellify AI? Is it more so to get new leads and close them over the phone? Is it like customer retention? Is it upselling, or is it inbound primarily? Like what does it do?
I'll tell you where it's currently at right now as we speak today, and then in a couple of weeks it'll change, right? But right now it's, let's say I'm a pest control company. I'm doing 50 million in revenue. So 100,000 customers or whatever. You could hire Sellify to come in and basically I shouldn't say hire Sellify. You basically you create a free account, you get set up. It's pretty simple. You plug it into Field Routes if you're using Field Routes or whatever CRM. And, anyways, you click play and, you have these automated, you can kind of think about them like a marketing campaign where it'll reach out in certain cadences to reach out to existing customers and say, hey, we're doing a mosquito promotion, well, actually the way that the conversation itself happens, a lot of people kind of think it's like a blast text message. It's not really like that.
Okay.
It's not like hey, here's a deal, call in, reply Y to say yes, whatever. That's just super, it can be kind of abrasive to have that sort of approach. The approach that we would have is more like, hey, this is so-and-so from XYZ Pest Control. I just had a couple quick questions for you. Is this still a good number for you? Yes. Okay, cool. The reason I'm reaching out is, I'm optimizing the routes in such and such neighborhood, and I noticed that you just had the pest. We could just add the mosquito for you and I could just do it for a really good discount, whatever. How much is it? Yeah. We can overcome objections. It's very conversational, you know what I mean? Crazy. And then we're like, yeah, let's do it. Then we'll be like, okay, sweet. Let me just get this all in writing for you. I just sent you over a link to the contract, right? It'll send the link, right? They can go in and click it and sign it. And then we'll update their payment if they don't have payment on file. Hey, here's a link to go update your payment. Okay, great. and then we'll schedule it to, optimize it, with the technicians and the routes and stuff. And then we'll kind of follow up until make sure that it gets serviced. So once it gets serviced, and we mark it as a sale. And then our business model is we take a percentage of or a commission on the sales we make.
Gotcha.
So it's only performance based.
For the service?
Yeah, there's no contract with the companies or anything.
Really?
There's no setup fees. There's no hidden fees there. It's just strictly, hey, whatever we sell, we get a commission on.
Wow. What is setup like? Is it like, do you just have like a series of pre-built phone calls that they just plug and play into a different company? They just change the verbiage around a little bit, or is
so right now it's all over text. So it's all over text message. So we're doing outbound to upsell existing customers or win back cancel customers, right? And then we have a bunch of templates already that you can kind of just say, oh, this is the one I like, and then we tweak a few things here. And we've run like millions of conversations, right? So we've got a ton of data where we can tell you, and when you submit a campaign, we have somebody review it too. So it's like, basically we have a client success manager that'll help basically partner with the company and make sure that they're doing well and performing, and that their campaigns are high performing, because that directly impacts our pay. So we'll come in and say, hey, we're experts in the area. What you sent, we've historically seen that it doesn't work really well to approach it like this.
That's cool.
We'd recommend doing it like this. It's your business. You run it how you want, but we'd recommend tweaking this, and this, right?
Sure.
And if you do that, you'll probably see a 10% increase in your sales or something, right?
Yeah.
And so anyways, that's kind of how it works right now. It's just all over, text. But then, in a couple of weeks here, we'll have inbound voice. So like basically you can think about it like, so, if you want pest control, you call into the company, right? And it's just our person answering.
Right.
And we were kind of hesitant to do voice because a while back, just because the technology wasn't quite there. Like with text, like 95+% of the time, they don't even know it's AI.
For sure, yeah.
Because
it's just a text,
Well, like you can kind of tell. Like usually you can kind of tell if it's AI if there's certain words.
It is true. Yeah.
But we've been able to like really fine tune it, and like people can barely distinguish. I mean, we get compliments all the time. Like we get a feed of like highlights or whatever, and like you can just tell like by the comments that people are making, like they just totally believe that it's a human. You know what I mean? Like we had one like a couple days ago that was like, she had called the office for something, and she's like, oh, and I made sure to tell the office lady to give you credit for the commission. And it's not like we bring up commission or anything, right? But it's like you'd only do that if you legitimately thought that was a human being.
100%.
You know what I mean?
100%. Like they wouldn't say, "Hey, I hope this computer gets an extra raise."
Yeah, right.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
They thought it was a person. Does it introduce itself as a person, or is it introduced?
Well,
as
it's totally up to the company. Most companies choose to not disclose that it's AI, and then if they ask, right, hey, are you an AI? Then yeah, you can just say, yeah, I'm an AI or whatever. But, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. We're kind of on the same page, me and you, and Sellify, like the more you explain it. So when my daughter was born, it was December of 2018. At the time, I was running an office in Central California for solar. And the company, we had a 2-year-old. Number 2 was born. I mean, as you're about to experience as well, like it's a busy time, at least in the very beginnings, the first 2 months, you know how it goes with having a baby. So I was home, trying to help out my wife at the time with the kid. And my company still had like production requirements for my office and personal. Like to maintain my leadership role, I had to hit a certain minimum. And she was a rough sleeper. Lucy is her name. Love her to death, but she was a rough sleeper. It was a rough month. And I remember I reached out to corporate for the company I was at, and I was like, hey, do you have a list of like all canceled accounts or DQ? Because like solar progressed a lot in that time where you saw an account in 2015, there was really no scope of work budget and they would get DQ'd. And then like as time went on, things changed. And so I was like, can I have a list of canceled accounts? Can I have a list of, all different types of accounts that I can try to work, because I can't go out and knock doors right now. And I even got a list of my own accounts because I didn't have them saved. I'm not all of them. I can just like run a raffle to or something. And so that month in particular, I sold like, I think it was 13, all via text.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I started calling him and I was like, this is going to take too long. So then I started texting him individually, copy and pasting. And we're talking a huge list. And I was like, this is going to take too long. Then I discovered the SMS blast. Woohoo! That changed my life, dude. Scipio. Oh man, avid fan. And I would just run text blasts and dude, I loved it. I got giddy. I would have a whole text campaign built out to this list, and I'd have it all, I bought this book on writing marketing copy. I was like geeked out. Like even after it was time for me to actually go back to the doors, I was like, I was all into like the SMS world. And I was like really learning how to just write good copy and hooks and all the things. And, and I was like on this train of like, I'm like, guys, SMS is a great way. Granted, I would, at that time, that month, I would do a couple initial texts, gauge interest, get interest, call and close.
Okay. Yeah.
One of my one of my most proudest moments was I did something very similar in, what year was that? 2023.
Yeah.
Where I sold 32 solar accounts, 100% over text.
That's
no
crazy.
Phone call,
That's
all
awesome.
over text. And so like, I'm a huge believer in SMS. As you mentioned, 97% open rate. And do you know what percentage of those are opened within the first 8 minutes?
I don't.
92%.
No way.
92% of texts are all opened within the first 8 minutes. So it's like SMS is such an amazing way. But so yeah, I just had
and you were talking a little bit about scripting and like hooks and stuff, and that's actually super important.
It's everything.
For a couple things. One is for the instructions to the AI sales rep, right? And then the other one is just the actual interaction with the customer. So like we when we started our engagement rate, so like we have a reply rate, for example. Like you send a certain number of texts out, certain number of them will reply to that first message. And that's actually a very good indicator of how many accounts you're going to close.
Interesting.
Regardless of whether you say, hey, this is why I'm reaching out, or like, here's an offer. It's just if they respond and choose to engage in the conversation, that's like a really big deal. Gotcha. And so, yeah, when we started, I can't even remember what our engagement rates were. They're probably like less than 20%, honestly.
Really?
But now like we've been able to dial in certain approaches and stuff. I think we're over 60%. Some companies are like 80%, which is crazy. If you think about like you text your customers and 80% of them reply, that is just incredible. This is incredible. Right. Now for win backs, that's going to be lower because they're like not even customers or whatever. But yeah, anyways. So it just made me think about that when you were kind of articulating that. But yeah, that's where we decided to start. And I think it was a good decision actually to start with text and then to move to voice, because the voice, there's just been new developments and new innovations and stuff. Voice is a little bit behind text. If you've been kind of following the AI, innovations recently.
I haven't. It's, I need to get better at it because it is such it's like game-changing tool to use in business.
Yeah,
it absolutely is. So I'm not too familiar with it.
Yeah, we wouldn't have been in business 2 years ago just because the technology was not quite there.
Really?
The reliability, and so it just kind of turned the corner when you could do text and you could kind of get away with, all right, you can't really tell that it's AI. And so I think we timed it well there. With voice, it's still wasn't quite there. And I'd love to, maybe I'll shoot you a text with our phone number, or we could even demo it right here. We haven't released our alpha for our inbound voice, but I'd be curious to see what you would
I'm super down. Let's do it.
Let's go ahead and do it. And then if it train wrecks, then we'll just cut it.
How do I do it?
Let me text you the number. I don't know if I have your number.
We're
actually.
A real live demo of Sellify AI.
I know you know that demoing live is not a good idea, right?
Hey, you're risky, dude. I love it.
Might as well. We can always cut it, right?
Right, yeah.
All right, I just texted you the number that you can call.
So I want me to call it?
Yeah.
And then just answer will it just start talking to me?
And it's me, by the way. We cloned my voice.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just pretend like you're calling about, I don't know, ants. Like this is a pest control one, right? So
Gotcha.
call and like, hey, I want to get pricing on ants or whatever.
Okay. This is cool. I'm excited. Here we go.
This call is recorded for quality. If you're an existing customer, press 1. For new service, press 2 or stay on the line.
Hey there. Thanks for calling Landing Page Demo. This is James, your AI agent speaking. How can I help?
Hey there. I'm just calling because I've noticed a lot of ants have been coming into my house recently over the last few weeks, and I just wanted to get some quotes about getting that taken care of.
Absolutely. Can do. Where do you typically see them?
I've noticed them underneath the sink and just really lining the kitchen predominantly. Yeah, that's the main area.
Yeah, makes sense. Let's see. Let me pull some out in your area. What's your zip code?
84101.
Okay, let me check.
This sounds incredible.
Okay, good. Looks like I covered your zip code.
Okay.
About how big is your home? Just ballpark square footage?
It's like roughly 1,800.
Got it. Perfect. So here's how it works. I'd set you up with quarterly visits inside and outside to target those ants and anything else creeping in. Normally it's $349.
There's a few known issues like that one.
I cut it off.
So for your size home, it's normally $349 for the first service and $159 each time after. But I've got a promo running right now, so if you want to get started, I can drop it to just $149 for the initial and every quarterly treatment after. It's just a 1-year agreement, and you get free reservices in between if you ever see anything. Does that sound good to you?
Wait, what was the promotional price again?
Yeah, for sure. With the promo, it's just $149 for the initial visit, and then $149 for each quarterly service after that. That's locked in for your first year. Does that work for you?
Yeah, that's a great price. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, keep going through the whole thing so you can see it. It'll close you.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll just need a few quick details to get this set up for you. I can text you and you can reply with your info. It's usually easier than saying everything over the phone. Does that work for you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
Okay. Just sent you a text.
Just got it.
You can reply there with your name, email, phone number, and full address.
Okay, I'll do that right now. Name, email.
Just let me know when you've sent it over. If you miss anything,
Okay, sorry. Name, email, phone number, and full address.
yep, that's it. Go ahead.
It does have those heart attacks that we're getting rid of.
Oh my gosh.
No worries at all. Take your time. There's no rush. Just let me know when you send it through.
Okay, I sent it. This is crazy.
Give me just a second.
Sure thing.
And I'll get that screen.
It sounds so real. It sounds just like you.
Yeah,
It's trippy. What was that? I intentionally asked that question. What was the promotion price again? Oh yeah, no worries. With the promotion, I was like,
Okay. You're going to get a text here shortly with the link, right?
yep,
Let me know when you get that.
I got it. Want me to click on it?
Perfect. Yeah, go ahead and open that up.
Okay.
Review the top. Great. So just review the top section, make sure all your info looks right. Then scroll down. There's a big box for your signature and a small box below for your initial. Once you fill those in, just hit the sign agreement button at the bottom. Let me know when you finished.
Yeah. Go ahead and sign it. Yeah.
All right. You said initial in the boxes below the signature, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Got it.
Full signature goes. Cool. I'm going to check if the agreement came through on my end. Good. So now you should see a page where you can add your payment method.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know once you get through it.
Just put some bogus, do bank, and then do 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for the routing and account. Yeah.
Okay. This is crazy.
Yeah, we're gonna close the sale. We're not like,
dude.
We're not just getting a commitment and passing it off.
No problem. Take your time. If you're having any trouble adding your card or payment method, just let me know what you're seeing on your end. I can walk you through it.
Oh,
is it not letting you?
It said valid routing number required.
Oh, do 124001545 or something. That's Chase's.
That worked.
Sounds like something might not be working, right? Are you able to see the spot and add your payment method, or is it not showing up for you?
Yeah, I just added my payment method, and now it shows responsible balance $0.
Let me see if the payment stays on my end. Okay, perfect. Do you have any special instructions for a check to take a note? Like, is there a gate code, pet, or anything else they should know about?
No, I'll have pets put away, and they should be able to walk in the back, no problem.
Right, let me check the route to get you on the schedule. Cool. You're all set. I've got you scheduled for tomorrow, the 23rd, between 4 and 4:30 p.m. Our tech will come out and take care of everything. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
No, I'm looking forward for those ants to be gone. I appreciate your help, James.
You bet. Happy to help. Thanks for calling in. We'll get those ants taken care of for you. Have a great rest of your day.
You too. Dude, that's wild.
Yeah.
Wild. Oh my God. For the people that are just watching, like, that was flawless. Like, that was literally flawless. Yeah, like, I'd say a word because we were talking, you know, like, so pick up on our conversation and it would pause. But like normally, like, I'm sure there's scenarios, but that's minor.
Yeah, this is like, we haven't even rolled out our alpha, and I should have pre-warned you. We're working on a couple of there's some minor things that happened that maybe you didn't notice, but I did. That will be fixed when we're actually live, but
for sure
gives you a good idea of kind of how it might look.
Dude, that's genius, man. Like, AI is crazy. Props to you guys for like being on like pioneers in that regard. That's an amazing thing.
Thanks.
That's amazing.
Well, and it's hopefully it sounded kind of like human to you.
Oh,
like
the only thing was it said I'm your AI assistant.
Yeah. We did that on purpose to kind of like say, hey, disclose that up front. But
gotcha.
It's up to whoever, I guess. If you don't want to disclose that it's AI, you don't have to.
I wouldn't. As a business owner, I wouldn't, because like, I don't know. I did a podcast with a gentleman who's, I want to say, in his late 50s, like 2 weeks ago. And he's like violently against AI. He even like showed me, I don't know where it came from. He like had a hat that was like a MAGA hat, but it said, make ChatGPT stupid again. I don't know what his thing was. He was against AI. So like, how have you, or I guess you haven't yet, but do you feel like the market reception for that generation would, if they heard, oh, this is an AI, they'd be like flustered, like, or do you think they would?
You know what? And I don't mean this like in an offensive way, but for that generation, I actually don't think they'd even catch it.
Yeah, right. Turn the hearing aids up a little bit. They missed that part. No, you're right. Like it's an easy thing to miss if the company chooses to keep I'm your AI assistant inside. Like, it's an easy thing to miss. And if you miss it, you think you're talking to a human being. Yeah,
or it's totally up to the company too. Like, you don't have to say that it's AI or whatever. But obviously, I think that there are certain states where, like, if the person asks if it's AI, like, you have to say yes. Like, you can't lie and say that it's not AI or whatever.
Gotcha.
And nor would you want to lie.
Right. Yeah.
But anyways, I mean, just generally speaking, though, the reception, there's kind of two people, two parties at play here, right? One is the company and the organization. I feel like a lot of the companies that are growing, that are innovating, they're more adaptive to AI, but they actually get hit up a ton. These business owners are getting hit up all right and left with AI products here and there.
Yeah.
And most of it's hype. That's the thing. Most of it's pretty hype. It's like the .com bubble. Like, you had this hype, this big bump. It's just like, you do anything, just slap AI on it, and it's like, oh, okay, that's maybe interesting. But it's the companies that are like actually providing some material difference that are creating like solving a real need in the industry, significantly different than just like a co-pilot sort of a thing. You know, it's not a sales rep helper per se. This is like a legit, no, we'll close the entire sale.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that, you know, we kind of cut through the hype in that regard. But anyways, that's kind of the one part of it, is the companies that are willing to adopt AI. And I just think that it's not going away. Like it's just, it's here to stay. It's just what companies are going to stay, or the ones that are going to stay are the ones that are providing like a real difference that can't be, you know, eliminated with some update that updates AI and one more small capability on top of what is already there. You know, it can't be marginal. It's got to be there's a word that I'm looking, disruptive. That's the word.
Gotcha.
It's got to be disruptive, I think.
Totally.
And then the other piece is the actual end consumer. And the reality of the situation is most of the time they just don't even know that it's AI.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah.
And the nice thing is AI is as stupid as it's going to get.
Yeah. It's kind of a scary
you know what I mean?
thing.
Like
yeah.
it's going to, right now it is what you just heard right there is the worst that our product is going to be.
Right.
It'll only get better from here because the innovation of AI is just incredible.
Yeah. That's crazy. Oh, I have so many questions for you. Okay. So here's a personal question, two-parted question. One, is this product, what you guys offer, is it limited to only a certain industry like pest control, or is it open to a plethora of different?
Yeah, good question. I think it's less about the industry and more about the integration, because we want to close the sale end to end. So we have to integrate deeply with the software that is behind what the company uses to run their business, right?
Gotcha.
So we've got field routes, we've got Pest Pack, we've got Real Green, we've got Boss, which is one more specific to like Rollins, but who else do we have? There's a couple that Service Titan. So with those that I just mentioned, you're talking, you know, pest control, lawn care, and like home services, you know, HVAC, plumbing, whatever. But right now we're really trying to just take the market on pest control.
Okay.
And then take the market on lawn care, and then take the market on home services, and then expand from there. I mean, it's you know, universal. We've built it in a way that it's industry agnostic.
Sure.
But like I said, it's more just the integration that you're using. And, you know, we've got a robust system where if we want to add an integration, all we need is just a company willing to do it. Gotcha. So if a company's like, yeah, let's do it, then they just need to give us their, you know, API credentials, and we can easily build an integration. And then we have that integration for anyone else using that software. Sure. You know what I mean?
That makes sense. The reason I asked that is the second question is, do you guys have an affiliate program? Because I know like, you do.
Yeah, we do.
Okay, cool. Because I literally know a handful of companies that would die to have that.
Oh, yeah.
Die. They don't know it exists, or know, or if they do know, they kind of like you, just like looking around years ago for it, and then doesn't exist, let's build it, you know, like, and they're not the guys to build it, but they would 100% use it. I can connect you with some people for sure.
Yeah, we'll definitely pay for referrals, and we've got kind of an incentive program. It's on our website. You can check it out, but or I can tell you more about it in depth. But after this,
maybe I can. I'll send some group texts out after you some information.
Sure, we'd love that. Yeah.
What are you most excited about for this company in thinking a decade from now? Like what's like the vision? What
a decade from now? That is like,
you can go smaller. 5 years.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, you know, it's, you know, 2 years ago, if you would say, where's AI going to be? Like, you just wouldn't even, it's just it's like an extrapolation. You just don't even know. Right. But I think that, like long-term, I mean, we're looking to own, basically we're like a sales automation tool. So it's like, you know, if you're a company that, I don't know, like a home services company, pest control company, whatever it be, you just plug Sellify in, and then it's like automated growth.
Yeah, totally.
You know, so the only thing that you would be limited to, I guess, is cash.
Right.
You know, how much are you willing to grow? But then we got a solution for that too. We can throttle as much as you want. You can turn it on and off as much as you want. So you just say, hey, it's almost like you start the year 2026. how much do you want to grow this year? 20%? All right, cool. Let's plug that in,
That's incredible, man.
Yeah.
Good for you guys. So kind of a different question for you then, we're getting close to our limit here.
Yeah.
You started in sales and you've now pivoted to, like true entrepreneurship, right? Launching a company. What has been, and you're 13 months since it was incorporated, Sellify AI, 13 months. What's been some of your biggest lessons so far in the last 13 months?
One thing that's kind of been on my mind recently is the life of an entrepreneur is extremely difficult, and not really in the ways that you would think. I think it's very relationship burdensome, I think that my relationship with my wife and family is incredible. I think it's great. It could always improve,
Sure.
And so there's no like strain there by any means, but business partners and having difficult conversations and that is it's challenging. And so I think emotional resilience and I think that door to door actually teed me up very well for this because you basically create a mind of steel when you're out there on the doors, and it's the same mindset that you have in business and that you have to have in entrepreneurship, because you got to make really difficult decisions and strategic decisions, and you got to be creative and innovative and fair. And man, there's a lot of hats you have to wear. So I think biggest lesson is stay true to your principles. To be principally driven. Like for me, I'm always grounded in my faith in God, and it's always been hey, for me it's like the better that this succeeds, that just means that I'm gonna bring more people to Christ,
right?
Because it's gonna get dumped back into to gathering Israel. And I think that if you can get caught up in a cause that's bigger than yourself, then there's nothing that can stop you from succeeding. And I think that's one of the biggest lessons I've learned.
I love that. Real quick, talking about gathering Israel, because that's an interesting, I love that idea. So it's the same concept. You're running ads and then taking those leads, so to speak, using AI to prepare them to meet with missionaries, and then scheduling. Is that how it works?
Well, it's there's some overlaps. I wouldn't say it's the same thing because we're not necessarily running ads, I guess, for Sellify. Maybe soon. I don't know. That's not a bad idea. So basically, we generate leads, people that are interested. You watch a video about Jesus Christ or about baptism or something, and they're like, I want to learn more. Tell me more. And then we just have a two-way conversation where it's just, hey, thanks for filling out the form. We have high demand for missionaries and just want to gauge your interest level.
And so this conversation is AI?
Yeah. Are you willing to go to church? Are you what questions do you have? Maybe I can answer a couple just initially. There's certain vetting questions, and it's still a learning process for us. That endeavor is somewhat new, but and then at a certain point we say, okay, they're qualified, they're ready to meet with missionaries, and then we pass them off to missionaries.
So do you have to integrate with the missions and mission presidents in these areas, or is it one area?
So we it's like a member referral, so we kind of send it to their, there's a way that you can basically send a referral to missionaries, and we just kind of leverage that. And it's not rocket science by any means, but yeah.
Have you had any baptisms from gathering?
Yeah, we had one today.
No way.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Congrats.
We've had a couple dozen now. Yeah. Yeah.
That's so cool. I love that.
Yeah,
how long have you been doing that?
Well, we technically started in November last year, but we really didn't have the volumes or the dialed in processes until a couple months ago.
Okay.
And so we're just kind of now, because when somebody's interested in meeting with missionaries, they're not going to get baptized immediately. And so it's like a 2 to 3 month lag on average, maybe 3-4 months.
Okay.
So the work that we've done back in, April, May or whatever is starting to see some of the results now.
Totally.
And
That's
we've
cool.
really dialed in now.
Mhm.
So we're excited to see 3 or 4 months from now to see some of the
Right.
results,
Amazing. Is this a solo venture of yours, or do you have partners in on this?
Yeah, so it's a nonprofit. So I didn't actually know how nonprofits really worked. So I can tell you kind of a little bit of how that works. There's not really an owner of the organization. The organization has a board, and the board makes decisions as to where money is spent and whatnot, right? So I'm on the board. I'm the president of the board. There's 3 individuals, so we just have to make, basically we agree on certain things and how we spend money and stuff. But shoot, and I forgot your question now. What was your? I can't remember.
I was just asking if it was a solo passion.
Oh
personal
yeah,
project.
so we have about a dozen people that are full-time employed that kind of help with the operations and getting content and ads, and we have a few partners there. I'd say there's probably 12 to 15 people that are engaged full-time in that work.
That's awesome. Good for you, man. I love it.
And then AI will let us scale. So
yeah, totally.
Yeah,
absolutely. We'll wrap up here. So obviously our listeners are door-to-door sales reps, leaders, owners. If there's people here that just are geeking out on Sellify AI, where can they find you? Can they schedule a demo call with you?
Yeah. So if you just go to our website, sellifyai.com. So it's not sellify.ai, but it's sellifyai.com.
Sellify AI.
Yeah. Or they can, email me, Thomas at sellifyai.com.
Okay.
Happy to engage in a discussion there. But yeah, they can book a demo directly from our website and start a conversation.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it. We'll have that information in the bio of the podcast as well. But Thomas, has been a pleasure, man. It's been really
thank
cool.
you for having me on. I appreciate it.
I love your story. I love a good recruitment story. I love dumped, fired, lost money, turned it around that same year. It's incredible. And then just your journey into these different ventures. It's cool to meet someone that has ideas and regardless of the path, executes on them. It's really cool. And it's like, I don't know. I enjoy it.
Well, I appreciate you. Appreciate those comments too. Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. You guys like this podcast? Again, we have people like Thomas on, just high level people all the time. Make sure you make sure you subscribe. Go ahead and leave a comment. Biggest takeaway, or maybe even comment where you see AI and its integration into door-to-door. And catch us on the next podcast. See you later.